Hello, thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to Fort Collins, Colorado. It is a beautiful summer day, very warm, sun is out. So thankful for these big trees providing so much wonderful shade. It's absolutely lovely. For today's practice, we're going to be focusing a lot on our hips, lower body, so hamstrings, and in turn, well, I kind of skipped ahead, but this is going to end up helping a lot of issues that we tend to have in our lower back. So as we are all connected, sometimes the tightness in the lower back has to do with tightness in the hips. Tightness in the hips is tightness in the legs. Tightness in the legs likely means tightness in the feet. So we're going to kind of do a nice head to toe, but really focus on opening these hips. We're going to do a few interesting breathing techniques in the beginning of practice, things that we've never done before. As far as supplies, we will be utilizing 2 blocks and a strap. Again, if you do not have a strap, a towel, belt, scarf, any of the above works really awesome. But we do want to be able to hook the foot under the strap and get things moving and grooving. So when you are ready, we'll get started in comfortable seat, our Sukhasana. Bringing that block under the glutes. If you like that little bit of height, find a little bit of intuitive movement just to get here. There's no rhyme or reason, no rigidity, just get yourself here for this practice. Whatever it means to you to get onto your mat, into this time, into this space. Sometimes it's simply rocking the head from side to side, wiggle out the jaw, move around the brow, rock back and forth, side to side, press one knee away and then the other. It's not always about getting comfortable per se, but it is about connecting with your body where it's at. Meeting yourself where you are, being mindful of any thoughts that lean you more towards the side of resentment, annoyance, maybe feeling some grief within the body of where you are at in your body right now. So letting go of some of that heaviness and unnecessary judgment of yourself, come into center and accept yourself exactly as you are. Rotating the pelvis forward, nice long front side body. Draw the shoulders down and back, lengthen from behind the ears, tuck that chin. Let the elbows hang heavy, palms can face down to ground, flip up to receive. You can always layer the hands in the lap. Close the eyes. Just breathe naturally. However the breath chooses to flow in and out, whether that's in the nose, out the mouth, in and out through the nose, there's no wrong way to do it. There's no wrong way to breathe. Beginning by relieving the mind of other obligations. Allowing yourself to come into this moment purely and exclusively. Not worrying about later, not thinking about before, but easing your way into the now. Beginning to invite the inhales deeper. Start by stretching the lungs today. See what it means to find your fullest inhale. Maybe let it change the shape of the body. And on the exhale, find completion of the exhale, pulling that belly up and in, really wringing the lungs out. The more empty the lungs, the fuller the next breath will be, as we're not leaving behind any of that stagnant air. Not leaving behind any of the air from the previous breaths. Flushing the body with breath. As we ease into our breathing technique, this is a breathing technique we use in Kundalini Yoga, where it allows the nadis translates to little river. They crisscross through the bodies, the dark and light energies, the masculine and the feminine, and where they intersect is what we know as our chakras. So this breathing technique begins to identify the separation between the two nadis, the light, the dark, the moon, the sun, those heavier energies and those lighter energies. So we use this to balance. This breathing technique is called Nadi Shodhana. As we take our thumb and our ring finger of our right hand, we start by blocking the right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. As we take the ring finger to the left nostril, exhale through the right nostril. Stay with it. Taking 3 more breaths just like this. Releasing the right hand down, breathing normally. Find circles with the neck, nice and slow. Bring the head around. As far as feels good in every direction. Switch directions when your body needs. Find some hang time in one spot if you choose. Simple neck circles are such a great way to greet the body, particularly right when you wake up in the morning. We often think that when we are resting, yes, the body is resting, but our body still holds on to our stress, our worries, even the stressful dreams we have. Rolling the head around, finding movement, welcoming oxygen into that neck. Three more deep breaths. In and out through the nose. If you find a big buildup of energy, a lot of tension, an area that just really needs help letting go, sigh that out. Letting those sighs exhaust the tension. Relieve you of what you no longer need. Guiding the head back into center, draw the shoulders back, pull them down the spine. As we reach for hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, press the palms together, pull the fists down towards the mat. Now, if those fists don't quite reach, bring that strap to bridge the gap. Getting the hands as close as we can, pulling the hands down towards the mat. Inhale to lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, find a gentle forward fold. Now, this is not meant to be easy. We may only move just centimeters forward. Keep the chin away from the chest, spine nice and long. Reach out of the crown. Breathe, rock back and forth. Seeing if we can keep the bind with the hands, extend the left leg long, keep the right leg bent. Continue rocking back and forth. Seeing if releasing that one leg allows you to go a little bit further. But remembering it has nothing to do with how far we fold. It's all to do with how deep we breathe. A little bit of a challenge here. If it's in your practice, switch the legs. Keep the bind with the hands. Not meant to be easy. It's a good challenge to not always rely on your hands. Grounding down in the legs, keeping the length in the spine out of the top of the crown. Rock back and forth. Leaning as far forward and as far backward as you choose. Coming back in to center, try to keep the bind with the hands. Send the left leg long. Again, not meant to be easy. Inch those heels out a little wider if you can. Ground down into the glutes. Lifting the heart, lift the chest. Nice big inhale here, keep the bind. Exhale, find a forward fold. Keeping that chin off the chest, this might be active. This may take strength. That's okay. Rock back and forth. As we lean back, shoulders stacked with the hips, release the hands to the side. Inhale, hands up overhead. And on the exhale, twist to the right. Right hand plants behind us, left hand onto the knee. Turn and look behind you. One more inhale to get a little taller. And then the exhale, lean to the right like you are folding over to the right. Not over the leg, but turning. Try to keep that left hand onto the right side of the right leg. Again, we're starting off with some challenges, getting ourselves out of our heads. Let's inch away from our egos, just see where we're at. One more inhale, a little bit taller. And then the exhale, find a deeper surrender. On the next inhalation, walk the hands back in front of us, guiding the shoulders then back in line with the hips. Inhale, sweep the hands up and wide overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand plants behind, right hand onto the left knee. Excuse me, take the gaze behind you if you can. Inhaling to get nice and tall. And on the exhale, surrender to the left. Try to keep that right hand on the left side of the left leg. Grounding down in both glutes, surrendering over to the side. One more inhale, a little bit taller, look forward. Exhale, surrender to that left. On the next inhalation, let the hands crawl back in front of you, then shoulders stacked in line with the hips. As we draw those shoulders down, breathing deep. Let's bring the feet together. Butterfly pose, our Baddha Konasana. Knees out wide. Again, this is a time where I absolutely want to sit on a block. That little bit of height allows me to rotate the pelvis forward. More length in the front side body. That means more room for the lungs. Bring the feet in as close as feels good. We're going to massage the feet. Giving these feet some love. Massage the insteps. Massage each one of the toes. Finding love, appreciation. Massaging those ankles if it feels good. All the tops of the feet, right where it leads up to the toes too. Don't want to forget about that instep, the pinky edge of the foot. Maybe you can pull the toes back towards the shins. Stretching out those toes. You can even grab onto both big toes, pull them towards the shins, opening up. Lots of love for these feet. And when you're ready, round of applause for these feet. We're going to tap the feet. Tap the feet, slap the feet. We're getting that lymphatic system going. All the way to the ankles, maybe even up to the shins and the calves. One more inhale, slap the bottoms of the feet. And on the exhale, guide the soles of the feet to touch. Wiggle the feet together. Wiggle those toes together. Shoulders stacked in line with the hips, ground down into the legs. Now, if this just feels like a whole lot, you can always bring blocks under the shins, or excuse me, under the knees. Give yourself the support. Maybe it's just one side. That's okay. So we reach the hands to the side. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale into a forward fold. Fingertips content in front of you. Rock back and forth as it feels good, or settle into a little bit more stillness. This time we can round the spine if you'd like. Draw the chin to the chest. Sigh it away as you need it. Warming up this lower body. We're thanking this lower body. A lot to be grateful for here. One more full breath. Find your deepest surrender. So you let the inhalation roll you back up to center. Spine nice and long. And then roll the body forward to a tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck the toes under. Let's start waking up those feet. Rock the hips from side to side. Find circles with the body. Guide the body far forward, out to the side. Pair these movements with the breath. Inhale as we lean forward and around. Exhale as we guide back and around. Intentionally spreading the fingers a little wider. Intentionally tucking those toes under a little tighter. Inhaling when we lean forward, exhaling as we lean back. Find the flow of breath that matches your body, that matches your needs, your movement. And then when you've found it, switch directions, alter the breath. Inhale as you guide back and around. Exhale when you guide forward and around. Two more breaths. We got everything back to center. A little bit extra love for these hands. Tuck the forefingers in, leave the thumb facing out. Tuck those forefingers in nice and tight, finding a slight constriction of blood flow in those fingers. Inhale, cow. Press the navel down, press the belly down. Slowly lift the chin up. So we're going to hold the pose, not the breath. Keep breathing. Staying in this cow position, see what it feels to empty completely. Inhale to fill. Guiding the chin and the gaze a little taller, the tail a little higher, the belly a little further down. One more inhale. And the exhale, cat. Pull the ribs up to the sky again. Hold the pose, not the breath. Tucking the tail, pulling the ribs up, making space between the shoulder blades. Chin guides to the chest. One more exhale, then we flow. Tuck that tailbone a little harder. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Finding a neutral spine, send those forefingers long, roll the hand along the ball mount to the hand. Make space between those fingers. Feel the blood flow rush back in. A little bit of bind is a nice thing because it starts to set off alarms for the body. The body goes, oh no, the fingers aren't getting enough blood flow. And then it rushes the oxygen and the blood flow to the fingers. So then when we expand, shake those hands out. That new, fresh, oxygenated blood makes it to the tips of the fingers. We are refreshing, we're flushing. Flick out the fingertips. There's things that we're holding on to, not just physically, but energetically. Let that go. Holding on to expectations, holding on to goals, holding on to standards, even holding on to the past. Let it out. Fingers spread wide, roll out the ankles nice and slow. Pull the shoulder blades apart as we do so. So we're lifting up out of the body, lengthening in the neck. Big circles for these ankles. Now try these circles with the toes scrunched. Try these circles with the toes spread. Maybe you prefer just paddling out the feet by pointing the toes and flexing them. When it feels good, tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. Creating this massage. Again, now we're stimulating the lymphatic system. Helping things flush, helping things move. Cherishing the body. One more breath into these paddles. So we settle down into the feet. Knees come out wide, toes come to touch. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale into child's pose. You've been here before. You know your favorite variation of this. That is what I want you to take. I want you to find your definitive child's pose. The place where you can surrender. Coming back to the breath, evening the inhales and the exhales. Just ground down here. Drop the belly, soften the shoulders. Just exist. You always have the option to take one ear to the mat or the other. You always have the option to drape the hands down by the sides if you choose. Stay here in your surrender. We're not in any hurry. Three more loving breaths. When you're ready, lift the gaze, walk the hands back, a few handprints. As we then send the legs long, press the hips down to the mat, straighten the arms, open the heart, take the gaze up if it feels good. Little micro back bend. We're going to flow through that with our breath. Inhale here, lengthen the front side body. Exhale back into our child's pose. Inhale, roll it forward. Be slow and dramatic. Exhale, guide it back. Inhale, bring it forward and open. Exhale, guide it back. Inhale, bring it forward. Last round. Exhale, guide it back. Inhaling back up to a tabletop, hands below shoulders, knees under hips. So we're going to send the left leg long, palm out to the foot, stays planted onto the mat. Lengthening up here. See what it takes to lift that left leg off of the mat. Pulsing, lifting, and lowering. Warming up that glute. See if we can exclusively use the glute. So realign, ball mount to the foot presses, lengthen in the neck, pull the shoulder blades apart, tuck the belly in, not suck the belly in, but engage the belly. As we squeeze that left glute so hard, it starts to lift that left leg. Just building a little bit of heat. As we then plant that ball mount to the left foot back and push back onto that heel. Push back through the heel, pressing into the ball mount to the foot. Opening the Achilles heel, opening the calf. And in your own time, extend the left leg out to the side. So I'm going to turn so you can better see. I'm going to have my hands on blocks just because there's a lot of little buggies in this grass. Extend the left leg out to the side. Plant that foot flat onto the mat. Engaging the core ever so slightly. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Look forward. Breathe. So we keep ourselves here. We're going to find cat and cow in this position. Inhale, cow. Drop the belly. Lift the gaze up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Notice the hip. Notice the leg. Exhale, cat. Really using the tilt of that pelvis. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Finding a neutral spine. Keep that left foot planted. We're going to rock back and forth. Guiding the tail back towards that left heel. Pressing the body as far forward as we can. Rock it back and forth as much as feels good. From here, you have the option to move and find that cat and cow. So you can inhale, lean forward, cow. Exhale, lean back, cat. A little bit more dynamic. Stay with your breath. That's what's important. My cues only hold value if you do things with your breath. Three more breaths here, however you want to spend them. Maybe you just find leaning forward really gets a good spot for you. Stay with it. It's your body. You know what you need better than I ever could. Body guides back into neutral as we come to standing on that knee. So left foot plants, hands are on the hips. Weight is on to the right leg now. If this is a lot, bring support under that right knee. Breathe. So we reach the hands down to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. On the exhale, left hand comes down onto the left leg. Right arm reaches up, 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 then over. Nice side body stretch. Turning the shoulder open. So we're not looking down. We're not folding over that left leg. We're peeling the shoulders open. Shoulders stay facing forward. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, reach a little further over. As you inhale, windmill it back down, tabletop, wherever you are. Finding circles, finding movement, rotates in the pelvis, barrel rolls with the spine. Notice the variation between the two sides of the body. So we send the right leg long. Ball mount to the foot, plants onto the mat. As we pull the shoulder blades apart, lightly engage the core, lengthen from behind the ears. Squeeze that glute so hard it starts to lift that right leg. Pulse it up and down. Creating that warmth is very valuable. This isn't to be like a workout. This is just to create heat. This is just to bring in blood flow, oxygen. As that right foot plants down onto the mat, ball mount to the foot presses, press back onto that heel. Pressing back through the heel, pressing into the ball mount of the foot. Opening that calf. Might be different on the other side. I know it is for me. This right side is way tighter in this area than my left. Breathing deep, trusting. In your own time, find your way back into center as we take the right foot out to the side. So again, I'm going to turn so you can see me better. Right foot out to the side, right foot plants fully on the mat. So that means that foot is pressing out of the outside of the ankle. We're pressing into it, breathing, lengthening. As we stay here into center, find your cat and cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Just cat and cows, not rocking back and forth yet. There's a method to this madness, one thing at a time. Stay with your breath. Really utilize the tilt of the pelvis. One more round. Neutral spine. Stay planted in that right foot. Rock it back and forth. Rocking forward and backward. Option to have those left toes tucked under as you guide the glutes back to the heels. Press as far forward as feels good. If you want to combine those cat and cows here, do it. I know I always like it. Leaning forward. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay with your breath. Two more rounds, wherever you want to be. And come back into center. Take your time. We're going to lift the body up, hands onto the hips. Grounding down into the left knee as well as that right foot. Shoulders stay stacked and square. Release the hands down to the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. On the exhale, right hand onto the right leg. Left arm reaches up, 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 and then over as far as feels good. Again, we want to avoid turning the shoulders down. We don't want to collapse. Keep the shoulders open, facing forward, reaching up, reaching over. One more inhale, reach a little taller. Exhale a little further to the right. Inhale everything back to center. Exhale it back into your tabletop. As we thank these wrists, little extra love for these wrists, take the back of the left hand to the mat. Just lightly press into it. Wiggle through those fingers, counterbalance. A lot of what the wrists usually do. Bringing in that blood flow, switch the hands when it feels good. Back of the right hand to the mat. Again, we're not pressing weight on it. It's not supporting us. We're just pressing in just enough to counterbalance. Wiggle through those fingers. Guiding our way up towards the top of our mat, shift over onto the sit bones, plant the feet flat in front of us. We want our blocks and our strap within reach. Having everything nice and close. We hook the hands behind the knees. Inhale to lift the heart. And exhale to slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. As we come to lying flat onto the back, just take your time to get comfortable here. Hands could be on the belly, out to the side, cactus the arms. You could reach for opposite elbows up overhead. Start by flopping the feet from side to side. Leave the legs long. This is an easy way to identify some stuck or sticky energy in the sacrum and the lumbar. Just casually flop the feet from side to side. Starting to loosen up some of that tension. This may bring up some fear or feelings of not liking this. It's okay. Drag the feet up close to the glutes. Cactus the arms if it's in your practice. Walk the feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Lightly flex into both feet. Windshield wiper the knees. Slowly bring the legs from side to side. Find some hang time as you get to each side. This here is an excellent thing to do for your body even before you get up out of bed. Warming up these hips, thanking these hips. As the knees come back into center, walk those feet up close to the glutes. We're going to lift the hips up, tuck the tailbone, lower each vertebrae down one at a time. Create a little bit more length in that lumbar. Gravity naturally compresses that lumbar spine between standing, sitting. It's just natural. Bring in the strap in hand. We're going to take the strap over both knees. We've done this before. Guide the knees into the chest. Getting good grip on that strap, maybe pulling in a little bit closer. Give yourself a hug, roll out those ankles. A little bit more love for those feet. There's always time. Another option, before you even get out of bed, give yourself a hug. Bring the knees into the chest, roll out the ankles. Wiggle each one of the toes. Really consider how valuable each one of these toes are. For our balance, for walking. Even just aesthetically, we have a lot to appreciate with these feet. Using the strap, we're going to rock the knees back and forth, pulling the knees into the ribs as you exhale. Inhaling the knees down. Exhaling to pull in. Warming up the sacrum. Warming up these hips, this lower back. Every time we pull in, we're helping decompress the lumbar. Every time we're lowering the knees down to the base of the mat, we're expanding. We're helping the tilt of the pelvis be a little bit more comfortable. We're breaking up some of that stagnant energy. When you're ready, turn these movements into circles, guide the knees around. Let the weight of the body massage the sacrum. That massage is going to break up, bring in some of that lactic acid, start releasing it. That's why it kind of feels uncomfortable. That's why it's important to breathe. It's important to drink a lot of water after these practices. Switch directions of these circles whenever you see fit. Continuing with breath. When you encounter those areas that feel like it takes your breath away or just hard to get through, go slower. Breathe deeper. And it's your personal choice to discern the difference between tightness and pain. If it's painful, back off. If it's tight, breathe deeper. As we bring those knees back into center, take your time hooking both feet under the strap. Taking the strap under the ball mount of both feet. Feet could be at hip distance. Ball mounts of the feet could be touching. Notice what feels best for you. Start to flex both feet. Keep a micro bend in the knees if those hamstrings are feeling tight today. As we start to pull directly down onto the strap, pull those toes towards the shins. As we find this place here, here's our half lift. Moving between a half lift and a supine forward fold. Inhale here with the feet stacked over hips. Exhale, pull the feet in towards the face. That's our forward fold. See the difference? So the spine is fully supported. So stay in this forward fold. Keep pulling these feet close. This is just like we do in our sun salutations. Folding. Spine is fully supported. Inhale, feet stacked with hips, half lift. Exhale, pull the feet in, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stay with it. Inhale. Exhale. You got your own breath. Again, using these movements to decompress the lumbar, making space between the vertebrae. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Feet are stacked. Now we're going to use the feet, move them as one unit as we use the strap to start to guide the feet in circles. Now as you guide the feet in circles, they could be tiny, tiny, tiny circles. They could gradually get into larger circles, or using the weight of the body to massage the glutes, to massage the sacrum. A lot of heavy stuff here. It's okay. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be ashamed of. Whatever is true right now is welcome. Switch directions at any time. And as you explore your body here, maybe there's one spot that you're like, wow, that just needs extra. It feels like it's really accessing something I haven't found before, something maybe I've been ignoring. Breathe into it. There's a lot of value there. 2 more breaths into these circles. As we slowly release both feet down to the mat, keep the strap within reach. As we extend the left leg long, take the strap over the right knee only. Anchor down in that left leg. Pull that right knee in, give it a hug, give it a squeeze. Start to find circles. Guide that knee in big circles, small circles, fast or slow. Again, maybe there's one spot that just needs your love. Stay with it. As we then bring the knee back into center, we're going to keep the strap hooked over the knee. Gather the strap into the left hand. So we're going to have that strap over the knee, using it as an assistant. If it feels better just to grab the outside of the knee, we can. Inhale, right arm out to a T, palm faces down. On the exhale, twist, grounding down in that right shoulder. Pulling that knee across the body. Now there's something very particular here. We're going to focus on the inhalation with the right glute. So we're going to press the right glute down as you inhale, like you are stretching the side body longer. And then twist a little further as you exhale. If this feels like a lot and you want support, bring blocks under that right knee. Give yourself support. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths. Again, every inhale, track the right hip down. Every exhale, try to shine the front of the hips to the sky. Final breath, all you've got. As we gradually and gently guide that knee back into center, give it a hug, whether that be the strap or just using the hand. We're going to rock that knee back and forth to the top and bottom of the mat. Then planting that right foot flat onto the mat, find a single windshield wiper. Right knee falls from right to left. Rocking it from side to side, feeling how you can open. As we then walk that right foot to the inside of the left thigh, come to a figure 4. Right knee falls out to the right. Letting that leg soften, relax the glutes, relax the legs, hands onto the belly, just breathe. Relax here for 3 slow breaths. Surrender it all. On the very bottom of that breath, extend the right leg long, flop both feet from side to side. Let them flop organically. They don't have to flop at the same time. In fact, I like my feet opposite. I like to take them both out to the sides, then bring them in. Anchor down in the right heel. Pull the right knee in close. Taking the strap over the left knee. We're going to find circles in the knee. Guide that knee around as far in every direction as feels good. Stay with breath. Stay with truth. Switching directions at any time, feeling free to stay with one area. You know what you need. The knee pulls into center. Option to use the strap all in the right hand or take that right hand on the outside of that left knee. Inhale the left arm out to a T. Exhale into a twist. So coming into this twist, keep the left shoulder glued to the mat. Neck stays long, shoulders stay away from the ears. On every inhale, you press that left glute down. On every exhale, you twist a little further. And I don't mean necessarily pulling that knee over further, but I do mean exhaling to guide the ribs open, facing the sky. So as if you were trying to get that left back rib onto the mat. A little bit different way of thinking of it. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you twist. 3 breaths. The very bottom of that breath, guide the knee back into center, squeeze it into center using the strap or just the hands, yogi's choice. So we rock that knee back and forth, pulling it in and lowering it down. I'm not sure if you can hear, but it's starting to rain. It sounds beautiful on the trees. Stay with your breath. When your body feels ready, release the left foot down to the mat. Windshield wiper the single knee. Left knee rolls from side to side. Then walking that left foot into the inner thigh, let that left knee fall out wide, ground down in the glutes, soften every part of the body, let things flop. Relax the brow, the jaw, 3 breaths here. And on the bottom of that final exhale, send the left leg long, flop both feet from side to side. Just flopping that around. Notice how that might feel a little different from the first time we did it. As we've released, we've accepted, Drag both feet up close to the glutes. Walk them up near the glutes as we lift the hips. Tuck the tailbone once again. So we're lifting, tucking, 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 and lowering each vertebrae down one at a time. Seeing if we can maybe get that spine a little bit flatter on the mat. Walking the feet into touch. Let the knees fall out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana, that butterfly pose. Bring blocks under the knees for support. Even if you don't typically take it, today I recommend it. As you stay with your breath, hands can be onto the pelvis, onto the belly, out to the side, palms face up. You could cactus the arms, reach for elbows up over the head, whatever you need. Close the eyes and just breathe. Easing into our state of rest, our state of healing, transitioning towards our final Shavasana. Option to stay here for Shavasana, option to send the legs long. If you choose to send the legs long, please bring something under the thighs. Even if it's blocks, a pillow, something under the knees, just to take a little bit of extra pressure off the lumbar. When you feel ready, as you feel settled, soften the jaw a little more, the space between the brows, relax all of the muscles in the face. Inch the shoulder blades down the spine. Let go of the glutes, legs flop. Together, let us bring in one more inhale. Soft sigh to release. Absorb your practice. And finally, Shavasana. Slowly begin. Bring the inhale deeper. Movement of fingers, wrists, toes, and ankles till you're ready to reach your arms up overhead like you just woke up for the very first time. Rolling on to your preferred side in a supported fetal position. A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. When you wake up, take a second to think about what a privilege it is to simply be alive and healthy. The moment you start acting like life is a blessing, I assure you it will start to feel like one. Time spent appreciating is time worth living. Using the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, let us share a single breath together. Rubbing the hands together, feeling your own energy that you can create. Let's take that warmth into heart center, Anjane Mudra. Empty the lungs with me. Together we pull in a slow, deep, mindful inhale all the way to the top. A little bit more. One more sip. Maybe more if you can. Then let it all go. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here with me. It means a lot to me. Oh, that felt good. I hope it felt good for you too. I really needed that. My lower back wasn't even hurting, and I found a lot of stuff in there that maybe told me otherwise. So, a reminder to drink a lot of water, as always. I'll never not say it, but especially today since we did a lot of stuff with that sacrum. There's a lot of things that get stuck in there. We need the water to help flush it out. So, I will see you next time. And thank you again for being here. It really means so much to me. I care for you all very deeply. Mwah. I'll see you next time.